There we go. Good evening. Hi, everyone. All right, it's 7 o'clock. Captain Hong is not here, but he just emailed me saying he does not have a ton of time. So as soon as he jumps on, I'll let him begin. Welcome. It's been what, 2 months? September meeting of the ANC 1C Alcoholic Beverage Control and Public Safety Committee. We have a relatively short agenda, or I guess long by our standards in some ways, but until the captain comes, I guess we could even address the second issue, which is just a renewal. I don't have any comments on it. It's for a new business that is taking up the old Smoke and Barrel. They're just renewing the license. That's in 1C0C. Commissioner Falskeen, do you have any comment, anything you'd like to bring up about that?
No, if it's just a renewal, then I haven't had any comments.
All right. I do not as well. So we will not take any action. Oh, here we go. And just in time, Captain Wong is here to join us with the monthly safety report. He's being promoted. There we go. Welcome, Captain. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Sorry about that. Got a last minute request.
That's okay. I know you're in a rush, so we'll be prompt. Be brief. Go ahead. The floor is yours.
Sure. So for the month of August, comparing 2021 to 2022, we had an overall decrease in crime. Last year, 77 total crime. This year, 68 total crime. Of those, breaking it down to violent and property crimes, last year we had 7 violent crimes. This year, 5. And last year, 70 property crimes. This year, 63. If you want me to go into more details about the violent crime, I can do that. Otherwise, if you have other concerns, I know one thing that was mentioned was recently we had call for service where we had helicopters and a lot of units that responded out. It was in reference to a call from a neighbor saying that they saw a house that was being renovated with persons that don't live there on the roof. So we responded, we set up a perimeter. In the end, we stopped and identified 7 individuals. None of them were wanted on any criminal warrants. We had difficulty getting in contact with the owner of the property. So in the end, it was a stop report. I believe the officers may have eventually contacted someone associated with the property, but there was no evidence of a crime when they investigated.
Which property was that? Just out of curiosity. I think it's across the street from me. That's why I ask.
Oh yeah. I don't have the address offhand. Let me see. It was, I think it was 1700 block of Calorama.
Okay. It's not across. In any case, I mean, you don't have to look right now. I can follow up later, but it sounds like it wasn't a big issue. Well, it sounded like it wasn't a criminal investigation,
Yeah.
at least. All right. Thank you so much. Any other questions? I'm good on questions for this month. Anyone else have any concerns, or Commissioner Falskini?
I know that there was a stabbing earlier this week on 18th Street. It looks like there was a person who was taken into custody and arrested for that. Is there any information that you can share with the public about motive or what might have? Was it just a random stabbing? Was this someone that they knew? Was it an argument that escalated? Any information that you can share on that, I think, would be appreciated, just for folks in the neighborhood's understanding of their safety.
Yeah, sure. So the case is closed with arrest, but there are other suspects that the detectives are still following up on leads. So I don't want to put out too much information at this time, but it wasn't random. The subjects know each other, and it was something that escalated between their regular interactions. So yeah, but detectives have some good leads since the individuals know each other, so they're working on that.
Thank you. And I take it that was one of the 5 violent crimes? Oh, no, because that was just this month. Of the 5 violent crimes, is there anything notable that you'd like us to be aware of?
For the 5 violent crimes, notable. So just in general, we had one assault with a pole amongst subjects that were fighting. We had 4 robberies and 2 burglaries, but then 1 paper towels and such were taken, and the other was currency out of a register. Yeah, other than that, no. It's the general suspect's approach: demand property, obtain it, and flee, or attempted to and fled the scene. Nothing extra significant. No.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Anyone else have any questions, concerns? Anyone in the community that's attending have any items to raise? I think we're all right. All right, thank you so much for your time, Captain. Have a great evening. Appreciate it.
Oh, one thing of note, we did have one of the arrests closed, one of the robberies closed with arrest of 2 subjects 2 out of 4 that we were able to stop, identify. So that was good. That occurred in the 1800 block of Columbia Road on August 7th, around 11:49 a.m. So that's closed with 2 arrests.
Thank you for that. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
All right, that brings us to our 3rd and final item today, which is the consideration of a new liquor license. I believe we have 2 people on, Jeff and Ricky, I believe. Correct me if I'm mistaken. So we'll have just...
Yep, they're coming up now.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you. Just a brief presentation of how this liquor license fits in with your business model, and welcome to have you to this committee as well. Good to meet you. Either of you can begin. Your call.
Hi.
Good to see you.
Sorry, I still try to figure out how does it work.
Hey, how are you?
Doing well. How are you doing?
Good, good, good. So this is Ricky, and Ricky is going to be opening up Old Mama's Grill, and she have a restaurant in Maryland now that she's operating out of, and she's been in business for several years. And Ricky, you can go ahead and tell a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so we have it's a Mediterranean kind of Israeli street food in Rockville. And we want to extend, so we decided we want to open in DC, and for us, Adams Morgan is the best in DC. So we want to do the same thing, to open another Israeli street food in DC. It's going to be a kosher restaurant, so it's going to be, even though it's for everyone, of course, there is not a lot of kosher restaurant in DC at all, especially the one that serve alcohol. And I want to give them the option to enjoy the food with a beer or something like that.
You kind of answered part of the question I was going to raise, but alcohol, what do you plan on selling? What hours do you plan on selling it? What does that look like?
Hours of operation going to be Sunday through Thursday, 11 to 2, Friday and Saturday, 11 to 3.
And maybe this is a foolish question, but I'll ask it anyway. Do you have experience with trash management in the district? That's the thing that usually gets a lot of attention. So is that something that...
Yes, trash pickup is going to be 3 days a week.
Perfect. Any questions from the fellow commissioners on this committee?
For your other restaurant, have you entered into a community agreement in the past, or are you open to a community agreement with the ANC and other community groups in the neighborhood that might be interested?
Yeah, she's open to settlement agreement. And Maryland, they don't have a settlement agreement, so the restaurant is in Maryland.
Okay. Great. Well, if you're interested, I think it would be good for us to loop in the other associations and start talking about settlement agreement.
Yes. And also, we would like to apply for a stipulated license because she's basically ready to open.
Great.
So, right, our standard procedure is usually we consider at the committee meeting, and then if it approves at the next meeting, which is the first Wednesday of October, if the vote goes through, it's usually the two in conjunction together. But that some of that would be discussed at the October full ANC meeting.
Okay.
And in the meantime, we could work on a settlement agreement as well.
Yes.
But we can sort that out offline. Any other questions, comments from commissioners, from the community? I believe the community is a limited audience tonight outside of this group right here.
This sounds great, and it's really unique, and I don't think we have anything like this in the area. And welcome to Adams Morgan. It's really great that you're coming to the neighborhood and serving the neighborhood with the unique and interesting food. And we're happy to have you here, and we're looking forward to working with you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yep.
Those sentiments. Thank you. All right. Well, if we have nothing further, I will move for us to recommend this be considered at the October full ANC meeting. Do we have a second?
Second.
All right. All in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Any abstentions? The motion passes 4-0. Thank you so much for being here. I'll follow up. We can discuss who will discuss the settlement agreement and
Okay.
just, to let you aware of the meeting in October, just as a heads up. But thank you so much for being here tonight.
Thank you. Good
Appreciate
evening.
it.
That was a good, quick meeting, huh? So I believe that concludes everything. That's the conclusion of tonight's meeting. Everyone have